The worst World Cup songs of 2026 in history. With the World Cup approaching, I've been wanting to create some World Cup related content. While figuring out where to start, the first thing that came to mind was World Cup songs. To be honest, my football watching journey didn't start with club football. It began with the 1998 World Cup in France. I woke up at midnight when my family turned on the TV and watched it with them. Back then, I understood absolutely nothing about football, but Ricky Martin's The Cup of Life was the absolute highlight. Since that age, I've always associated the World Cup with its songs, probably because I was just a kid. In reality, a World Cup song is more than just a song. Because it happens only once every 4 years, it feels much higher than an annual Champions League final, both emotionally and in terms of prestige. The main songs that football fans truly accept have a unique vibe. Hearing them makes your blood pump with the excitement that the grandest tournament in football, which we passionately love, is about to begin. It makes you feel like getting up and running onto the pitch right that second. The song doesn't even have to be upbeat. Yet listening to it can bring tears to your eyes, a simultaneous feeling of joy and sadness. I think it's because it triggers nostalgia and hits an emotional peak. So, what elements are required to achieve that? Since I'm not a singer, I don't know for sure. One thing is certain, though: the quality of recent World Cup songs has been steadily declining. This is directly linked to an organization like FIFA. I will explain in detail in another content just how corrupt and disgraceful the current world football governing body has become. Please hit subscribe and stay tuned. That was a quick plug. Anyway, the World Cup songs are among the casualties of a profit-driven FIFA. It is quite disappointing to see that a World Cup song is no longer created with a genuine love for football to move people's emotions, but is treated merely as a marketing product. A World Cup song isn't finished just by hiring artists with large fan bases and high follower counts. No matter how much their hardcore fans defend them and argue on their behalf, it doesn't make it a quality song. As a football fan, I only want to listen to songs that capture the World Cup vibe. Take this year, for example. Even Shakira, whom people automatically associate with the World Cup, couldn't save it. It almost feels like FIFA runs to Shakira for help whenever they face criticism. But this year, Die Die, which feels like a copycat of Waka Waka and La La La, fails to deliver any real satisfaction. A World Cup never releases just one song. Aside from the main theme song performed in the stadium, there are always numerous official and unofficial tracks, but the main song is, of course, the most significant. The 2010 South Africa World Cup was the peak era. Not only did we get two massive main tracks, Waka Waka and Waving Flag, but every single release, including Akon's Oh Africa and Super Junior's Victory Korea, was excellent. We were incredibly lucky to have fully experienced that era. However, the downfall started in 2014. Personally, I didn't really like the official main song We Are One by Pitbull and J-Lo back then. Now, after hearing it so many times over the years, I've grown to like it quite a bit. But at the time, because I compared it to the 2010 soundtrack, I really didn't enjoy it. In my personal view, the song that saved that year was David Corey's The World Is Ours, released by Coca-Cola. In 2018, I didn't like Will Smith and others' Live It Up when I first heard it, and I still don't like it now. It did look cool when performed inside the stadium on final day, but it's still not among my favorites. In 2022, nothing substantial was released. The only decent World Cup song was Young Kook's Dreamers. While I wouldn't say I loved it, his song did carry a bit of that World Cup vibe. This year is the worst yet. Neither Shakira nor anyone else could save it. Every release has been disappointing. Lisa's Goal lacks the World Cup vibe, and Shakira's track is nothing out of the ordinary. Just when I was thinking about reverting to old World Cup playlists, a song dropped last night. It's by IShowSpeed. I wondered what nonsense he was up to again. But since the internet was flooded with comments calling it a last-minute save by Speed, I looked it up, and it is genuinely insane. It's titled Champions. I've been listening to it all afternoon. Because it was created purely out of love for football, it delivers a genuine World Cup vibe. I would even consider it the best among everything released this year. While I find Speed funny in some aspects, I wouldn't call myself a fan. I expected his song to be superficial, but it turned out to be surprisingly good. Though it doesn't match the legendary tracks of the past, Speed pulled off a last-minute save amidst this year's terrible lineup. What do you think, fans? Which song do you think is the best this year? Let me know in the comments.